Hello, welcome to this video on Introduction to Excel Functions Part 6. In this video, we're still going to look at joining tests from two or more cells. In the previous video, we looked at the concatenate function and the ampersand command. Now we're looking at three other aspects of joining tests from two or more cells. We're going to look at the test join, which is a function that joins tests from multiple cells into one other cell. And then the flash fill. The flash fill is actually an icon that was introduced by Microsoft with the 2016 version of Microsoft Excel. So if you don't have a 2016 version, you won't see this provision. Then we have the concat, which is also used to join test strings. Now let's look at our data. Here we have information about state code, initial, and registration number. And we are told that the employee number is made up of the state code, the initial, and the registration number. Now, from the previous lecture, we can actually arrive at this by using the ampersand or the concatenate function. But let's look at what the concat does. This is the syntax, equal to concat, bracket open, the first number, second number, down to the last number. But if those numbers are within a range, either a column or a row, you can actually say equal to concat, bracket open, you select the range. So I'm going to say here equal to concat, and I take my tab, well, I'm typing on the wrong cell. I'm here, equal to concat. Now these three are my cells, so I'm just wrapping up on these three straight, and I press my enter key. Now this is the employee number for that particular staff, so I just copy it down and we have the complete employee detail. Now let's go to the test join. Now the test join has a different syntax from the concatenate. This is the syntax. We're going to say test join, bracket open, D here represents the delimiter, which means as we are joining this test, do we need any separator between the words? So that separator is our D. We'll define the D. Now when you join your test, if there are empty cells within and you want to ignore, you can take T, which is true. But if you don't want to ignore, you can take F. Now the moment you define that, you just highlight the cells. So I'm going to say equal to test join. Now I select test join, and I'm asked for a delimiter. Now between the names, what do we want? We want a space between each name. So I create a space, and we know how to create a space already. This is a space, and I take a comma. Now it's asking me true, which is ignore empty cells. Now it's literally this one doesn't have empty cells. You can take false, which is include empty cells. Now let's take this, and I take my comma, and it's asking for the test. Now this is the first test. We can now run through since they are within a row. Now this is the complete name. So I just copy it down. Now you can see this has done similar thing to what concatenate and ampersand did in the previous video. So that's how to use our test join to join test string. Equal to test join, bracket open, you put the delimiter, you select your true or false depending on whether you have empty cells in between or empty columns. Then you define your cells that you intend to join. Now let's look at the flash fill. What the flash fill actually can help us to do. Now the flash fill was also introduced, I guess, in 2016 as well. It's an icon under the data column, the data tab. If you click on the data tab and you get to the data tools group, you will see an icon on top called flash fill. Now the flash fill will automatically fill a value in sequence to what you have entered. Now we want to merge these names. So the first thing you do is manually type the names the way you want it to be. So I'm going to type this name, space. Please try to make sure that you get the exact thing so you don't carry the mistake down to the other ones. Obehi, space again, and I type the next name. Now after typing, please confirm that the spellings are correct so that you don't make any mistake. If you make any mistake on this first name, you are going to carry that mistake along. Now having done that, you click on your data tab and go to your flash fill icon. All you need to do is just to click on that icon and you are done. It's as simple as that. Now, if you don't want to use the flash fill icon, do the first one, hold your control key and press letter E as in Emmanuel. So I press my control and I press E. So the same thing. Now, the beauty of the flash fill is you can actually decide to change the case right here. So if I have, let me delete this. If I want to convert this to a lower case, I can actually type this space okay. Now you notice that the first two and I have typed, I've taken a sequence that I'm converting everything to lowercase. So I just take my control and E, which is flash fill, control E. And you notice that that sequence will follow every other one that is within that category. Now that is how to use the flash fill, and that's how we can also use the concat as well as the test join. Thank you very much for listening. Bye bye.